Welcome to the Art of Selling Art. My name is Jason, and I help artists sell more of their work. Now, today we're talking about how to put an effective, engaging title on your artwork. And as I get into that, if you like what you see here, please subscribe and hit the like button or share this with other artists so that we can all grow together. Today, we're talking about naming your artwork and why I feel that just putting a name, something dramatic that's often cliche or just blah, on the top of a work after you spend all this time loving it, nurturing it, and helping it grow is not the best way to introduce your work to new people. So let's just get right into that. Now, instead of slapping a title on top of a piece of art, instead of slapping a title onto a piece of art, I want you to consider that title as an extension of the artwork. Because this is what happens when someone discovers something visual that you created and they are sitting with it, the title that you give to the artwork becomes the roadmap by which they discover and internalize the visuals that they're seeing. So the title as a roadmap, as a legend for the work that you created is really, really valuable to the experience of the viewer. So I have 3 tips to help you name your artwork. Tip number 1, the title should add something new to the artwork. Like I said, it's an extension of the artwork. Think of it as important and integral as the paint you are using or the canvas on which you are painting. If you're a photographer, it is as important as the light that you set up for your shot and all the planning that you put in to arriving at a location to make this vision of yours come true. Give it that much weight. Tip number 2 is that you should connect your feelings to the artwork or the feelings that you intend the audience to feel through the title to your artwork. Now, this means you have to get in touch with your feelings, at least insofar as the piece of artwork is concerned. Now, one of the best examples that I can give from my own portfolio is a piece that I call Room for One and Their Dreams. And it's a picture, if you can't find that on my website, it is a picture of a hammock over the water I took in Bali. It's a black and white. It's got a lot of depth and it's got this really solitary, calm feel to it. Now, I called this piece Room for One and Their Dreams, and the story that follows through this idea of it being there only being room for one person in this hammock is my feelings about chasing your dreams in the world that we live in and what it means to be alone on your own pursuit of your career. So I really had to dig deep and create a whole story and a title that really connected people to my feelings about the artwork through the visuals and the title. Tip number 3, make the title as expansive as possible so that people can interpret the image in many different ways. What does that mean? If you have a picture of a barn on a field of corn or what have you, you wouldn't call it barn in field of wheat or barn in cornfield, because that very much limits the way and the interpretations that people can experience while they are looking at their work, looking at your work. Like I said, the title is the roadmap. So if you call it barn in wheat, then that's it. The roadmap just stops at this one point. If you called it something like, I should have picked a better example than a barn in a field, but if you called it something like barn in field, if you called it a hard day's work, or if you called it something like the wind in the wheat, I don't know, anything like that, anything more obtruse or less specific than barn in field, it'll give the viewer more opportunity to add their own experience through your title, through your roadmap onto your artwork. So those are 3 tips. It's kind of like 4 or 5, actually, if you go through it, but the idea is there. Now, I would love it if in the comments you put a link to some of your work and some of the title ideas that you've been struggling with and helped each other out in the comments, pick a name or attribute an idea and a story to some of the visuals you've made that you can't figure out the title for. Okay, I'll be coming back through, checking out all of your comments, giving some feedback. And of course, please like and subscribe to this channel. And I will be here helping artists with short consumable content in the future. Okay, thank you.